Hey, bae.
Given that's how we live it, don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I love you. God loves you best. Hello again and welcome. You are tuned in to Ronnie P TV. I am yours truly, Ronnie P. And today, or tonight, we will be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 10, Episode 5. Yes, I'm giving dramaticism. Okay, I'm swollen and I'm tired, so I'm going to get right into it and make this a quickie. I don't remember the title of this episode, but I'm going to use a song association for all of them. Let's start off with Zack and Mindy. Okay, so Zack and Mindy, from what I remember, they have their date on the beach, and she's explaining to him how she hasn't gotten this affirmation from him that, you know, he is basically into her and into this whole journey. Well, this is how Zack really feels, because Zack told the guys that basically, bottom line, there wasn't any physical chemistry or physical attraction. Okay? When it comes to Zack, the song association is "Will It Go Round in Circles?" Because he talks in circles, like, and it gets nowhere. And the other song would be Circles. I don't want to get a copyright. But there are no corners for him to hide in, because he just goes around in a rotation of nothingness. And when Mindy asked Zack, did he rely on his looks? And Zack answered the question with all of the questions that he asked to he said, so are you saying that I rely on my looks and that's basically how I get through life, and that's like my whole objective is my aesthetic? Absolutely not. I'm like, you just answered every question with a question. You answered one question with three questions. Zack is amazing. But later on, they went on another date. I think it was like on a sailboat, cruise boat. It wasn't a sailboat, but it was like a little cruise boat. And Mindy asked Zack what was the best part of the day of their activities, because they went and were doing some straw thing with this looked like indigenous group of people in Panama. And they were doing all of the dancing, and it was very very ceremonial. Like it was maybe it was like a welcome ceremony, but it was really interesting to watch. I enjoyed that. But Mindy asked him what was the best part of their day, and he gave her the affirmation that she needed. Finally, he said being with you. And I was like, oh, Zack. And it only took you, well, in all fairness, if that's how long it took, that's how long it took. We're not going to compare anybody to any other couple. Now, I want to go ahead and get frickin' frack out of the way. Oh, I don't know why I can't remember their names. Austin and Jessica. AJ. Austin and Jessica are, right now, their relationship goes this, right now so far, up to episode 5 from episode 1. Their relationship goes for this type of experiment, because they were equally yoked and matched based on what we see so far. Like they are each other's frick to each other's frack. And we come to find out very soon that they have freaked and fracked. But their interaction, their engagement is very organic. They seem like friends that have long friends that went through college together and finally got married. It seems very natural. I love just to watch them engage. I love how she's like, oh, you don't want those carrots? And he's like, oh no, I don't like carrots. So she's like, oh, well, I'll try those. And so they just, and she's like, you know, with her having a twin, she's used to sharing. And rightfully so. Not necessarily, because you could have a twin that's like mine, but I've never seen that in a twinship where there was one that didn't look out for the other, or they just were kindred spirits. But Jessica and Austin are really, really cool together. They eat off each other's plate. She said how when she was a twin, she's used to sharing. So she said sometimes she might want sweet, sometimes she might want savory, and I can get that. I believe in not ordering the same thing as anybody at my table when I go out. I'm like, don't order anything the same. And when I'm paying, I get all the appetizers because I don't know really what I have a taste for, especially if it's a new restaurant. But I digress. So then we have, who do I want to go with? Michael and Mika. Let's just go ahead and get them out of the way because we just want to get them out of the way. First, can I just say I heart Mika? And the reason is because there are a lot of characteristics about Mika that are like myself. She's very forward, very to the point, and the truth is the truth, and she's not going to lie about it. I don't believe in, if it's one thing that I will not go to hell for, it's lying. No. And I'm very proud of that. Thank you. But Mika is one who is, she's just calling Michael out on his crap. Like, oh my God, he is such a narc. Like, he has characteristics of a narc. He does. He really does. He knows when the cameras are there and he wants to present himself one way, even though he is really something else. And he seems so calculated, like his mind is always turning. It's almost to the point where his sensitivity that his aunt described seems more like sinister to me. Like, I know that might be a heavy word, but that's what he's giving me right now. I'm just like, I just want him to, is he going to show me something that I wasn't expecting later on? I hope not. I hope he proves me wrong, like all the way wrong. So Pastor Cal talks to Mika on the phone, and Mika again recounts the conversation that she and Michael had on the airplane, and how he put a time frame and a stipulation and an ultimatum on their marriage, saying that if they hadn't consummated the marriage within the first week, then it wasn't going to work. I totally commend her for being honest, because she had to express, she was questioning why they were even matched. And Pastor Cal reassured her that definitely they were matched together for a good reason, for good, and that he believes that they could make it work. He's not giving Michael a pass, and he is going to get in that. So we later on see that Pastor Cal then talks to Michael, and he holds him accountable for what could have been interpreted. And even though Michael defends himself on camera saying that she misunderstood, I think he felt like, oh my God, I think I just became part of the Me Too movement. But if you put yourself there, you put yourself there. Pastor Cal lets him know that everything in regards to certain things are going to be on that other person's time. And if you don't, you just have to respect that. That's just what it is. If she's not ready, she's not ready. And when she's ready, then you can move on. From a conversation to sex, whatever it is, you have to stay on the same pace as that person if it's going to work, or if you want to at least have a healthy attempt at it working. So Michael acknowledges Pastor Cal, and he says that they both agree in both conversations that they're going to wipe the slate clean and try and bring it back together as friends and get to know each other. I appreciate the way that Mika again speaks to Michael and lets him know how she feels. And I also respect Michael for letting Mika know how he feels in regards to her, just kind of like sharing their personal affairs with the other wives. I understood where he was coming from with that, because it's like, okay, you are a married couple, and married couples should keep their business amongst themselves. I know that they're all in this together, but theirs was so until she needed to go to one of the therapists. She should have went to Pastor Cal right away. She should have went to one of the relationship expert, any of them, immediately, and discussed it with them, because the other 4 wives are in the same position as her. Maybe not to that extreme, but they're trying to figure it out. For instance, what can Mindy offer as help when she's already admitted, like she's cried twice? Like, I have yet, I'm not saying that she hasn't, because I'm sure she has, but we haven't seen Mika break down the way we've seen Mindy have a whole just meltdown. But I really think that Mika was really good in calling him out on the wearing of the ring. And also, I appreciate how Derek addressed it and said, well, you're married, and no matter what, you should always wear your ring. So just because you're addressing your marriage from a friendship standpoint, you're still married and you're still a husband. So you should wear your ring. And I know that it had to make her feel some kind of way when she still had on her wedding ring. She had on her band. And it's like he didn't have his on. So she's like, I respect where he's coming from, where he feels like he says he's failed thus far as a husband. However, she doesn't feel like it's fair to her for him to not have his ring on, but she's around here looking like a whole wife in Panama at the Playa Weston beach resort. Yeah. Good for you, Mika. I heart Mika. So forget with them, because the couple that got under my skin this episode was this one. Brandon and Taylor. Brandon got on my everlasting nerve because he handled this all wrong. See, I watched this 3 times because I usually have my handy dandy notes, and I know that it usually flies a little bit longer. So I'm doing good right now. I'm at 14 minutes. So I'm like, Brandon, you made me sit through this 3 times. Your tantrum. Okay. So she had a video camera and she was recording him sleeping. I didn't even hear him snoring. She said he was. Maybe she could hear him, but I guess because he wasn't mic'd up, so you wouldn't be able to hear him. And when he looked over his shoulder, he saw a camera in his face. He immediately jumped up and he was going across the room. When the camera panned, Brandon was all the way on the other side of that hotel room. I cracked up. I thought that was funny. But where it went left is where she was talking to him and he just totally ignored her. And his ignoring her was not even subtle. It was very blatant. Like you knew it was on purpose. And I'm like, okay, you really want to show your tail. Then she said she got him a beer. He acted like he didn't want the beer, but then went and bought him the same beer. Then fast forward, they come together later on that evening, and now he finally wants to talk. He's like, no, I know I ignored you all day, but I just want to say that I was really upset with you because I was bothered. I was asleep and had a camera in my face, and it gave me an anxiety attack. Like it freaked me out. So, I mean, see, I want to say it the way it should have been said, but he did apologize. He said, I'm really apologize. I'm truly sorry for how I handled it. I know I should have handled it differently. And now after going through the day, but I didn't know how to approach the situation. Here's how you approach the situation. You could have told her when you got your breakfast, or you could have told her when you were brushing your teeth. We'll talk about it later. At least you've acknowledged her. And then when you did address the matter, your opening is fine with me. You apologized. You said, and I saw the angst when you got up, like you jumped up like, whoa. So I get it. I really believe you were startled by that. I don't know about it giving you an anxiety attack, but I can't measure your level of psychosis. That's not my area of expertise. But I could see that you were extremely startled because you got across that room like a rabbit. But you had to just express simply, when I looked over my shoulder and I saw that camera in my face, it freaked me out because, in all fairness, we already got a lot of cameras around us. So, seeing a camera in my face when I'm asleep, I know that you meant it with cute intentions, and that's memories that we'll have, and hopefully this will be a memory that we have. But I just want to express that I realized that I went about it the wrong way. Again, it's still an adjustment. We're in day 3. I'm used to my personal space, and have a camera in my face when I'm already having to be conscious of other cameras. Yeah. It was a bit much, but I'm just here to say I apologize for how I handled it, because it wasn't the best. But right then, I didn't know how to handle it. I just knew I wanted my space, because that's what I'm used to. But I hope that you accept my apology and recognize that I recognize that that wasn't cool to treat you that way. You're welcome, Brandon. Nevertheless, Brandon did it Brandon's way, and there was like a tenth of what I said in there. And then he told her to get over it. She said, don't talk to me like that. And I would suggest that he doesn't talk like that, and always keep Cousin Tasha right here in his medulla oblongata, because she has him by the sack if he steps wrong. Just saying. But later on, he made up for it, and he got some rose petals, and he ran a bubble bath, and he had champagne, and they got in the bubble bath, and there was some heavy cuddling, and it was really cute. but he was smart enough to piggyback off of Derek. Derek, who did something very romantic for Katie for her birthday weekend, being that her birthday is being celebrated on their honeymoon. I think that is so awesome. Mine was the same way when I was married. My wedding day was the day before my husband's birthday. So yes, I was married on June 3rd and his birthday is June 4th. Just a fun fact. And so it was Katie's birthday, and he got rose petals, and he had tea light candles, and he had made like a trail, and he had like the heart on the bed, and he did all of the really nice, beautiful things. He put the eye mask over her eyes before they walked in the room, and she pulled it up and she was elated. She was just enamored with him for his gift of gratitude and appreciation, and he shares with her how he was glad that it was her that walked down the aisle. So far I am in love with Katie and Derek. And yeah, I know it was the song association, but the song that was the song for Zack, Will It Go Around in Circles, but the song for Mindy and Zack would be I Want to Know What Good Love Feels Like by Anita Baker. Because she just wants his confirmation of whatever, of so many things all at once, and she's basing it on the speed or the progression of the other couples. It's like, girl, slow down, just back it up and breathe. That's what I want to tell Mindy, because I like Mindy, but she does too much. And she did mention when they were around the table at dinner how Zack kissed her. Yet I don't recall seeing it on camera. Did I miss it? Because I watched it 3 times and this time I didn't fall asleep. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know if you saw the kiss, because I really don't remember. Anyway, this is my end of the review for season 10, episode 5 of Married at First Sight. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comment section below. And I am going to leave my social media links right here, and also like, share, comment, and what? Subscribe! I still have my voice. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. It is always a pleasure to be with you. And until next time, bye.